And welcome back. If you're looking for somewhere to go for the weekend, we have some tips from the president of Cadillac Travel, David Fishman. He's here with more. Welcome, David.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I know we have several things to establish first before you travel, like your price, the mode of travel, how long you'll be going, are you flying or driving? Where can we go with all those things in mind?
Well, first of all, you always can go closer to home. I mean, up north
Absolutely.
in Michigan, is, I call it the Gold Coast on the west side, is outstanding. So even if the weather's not great, there's just beautiful hikes and things to do, but hopefully we'll have some snow so you can go for a ski weekend. It's going to happen, I know, eventually. But so the drives and then driving to Chicago, always a great big city type of experience is great. Then going down to Ohio for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and things like that. So to see those type of places. And even like if you're sporty, you go to Canton for the, for the Football Hall of Fame. So those things are great ways close to home.
Now we're trying to tease you with if you had some snow in the area. So do you think that when people do think about going up north, that they do consider weather first based on what's up north?
Absolutely. I mean, in the summer, you're looking for the warm weather. In the fall, you're looking for the color change.
Sure.
In winter, you're looking for the snow type activities. So you go snowmobiling and skiing.
Pure Michigan.
Pure Michigan.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So you mentioned some of the larger cities. Maybe if you were thinking about Toronto, you wanted a little bit of international flair. What do you need to keep in mind before you travel over to Ontario?
Well, you have to have the right type of documentation. So you either have your passport or enhanced ID to go over into Canada. But what's really nice is a great first family international experience because the money is different and they speak different languages. If you get even further over and you get a little French-Canadian flair, and still the beautiful big city in Toronto, Montreal. So, but they'll speak English, but you still have a different type of experience and great museums.
Different type of culture as well.
Absolutely.
Now you mentioned museums, and I know some folks might want to go to Chicago for plays, because initially Hamilton, one of the big plays, wasn't here first, and folks went on down and maybe made it a weekend type thing in Chicago. Is that something that folks might want to consider?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's big in Toronto too. There's a good theater district there as well. So if you're looking to go to some of the shows that maybe didn't come to Detroit, that's a good option as well as going. Or concerts, yes. Follow your favorite artists. I mean, some people are following, our Deadheads in the past and our Springsteen followers, and of course our Swifties. So find other places that maybe you can get to see them that you couldn't see them in Detroit.
Absolutely. So Nashville, Memphis, St. Louis, still a good little drive away, but maybe if you wanted to see a little more of America.
Well, there's also look at nonstop flights, and so if you plan ahead, Nashville, New Orleans, Austin, great places. Obviously on the East Coast, going to Boston, New York, D.C., great for the family. D.C. Baltimore. I mean, these are fun places to go as a family, and they're close, short flights, and you can have amazing weekends and see so much there with history and things like that as well. So music scene in Nashville is outstanding.
When you said that, do you encourage people, before you maybe go to a destination that you're not aware of, maybe do a little bit of homework, like I need to touch base on this. Like, for example, if someone were visiting from out of state and they wanted to go to Traverse City, I need to know which wineries, or do I want to see the dunes? Do you have certain things that folks need to check in on? Yeah,
well, I think that's the other thing I always say, what size shoe do you wear? And people go, what? I go, what size shoe? So they tell me, and I go, the internet doesn't ask you those questions, so you have to search that yourself. But if you go to a travel professional, they're going to ask you the questions. What do you like to do? I don't sit on a beach. I like to go and see city. I'd like to see churches and museums. So you find out what people like to do, then you can put the pieces of the puzzle together to make sure they have a great experience, because it's all about experiences, which we found out during COVID.
Absolutely.
It's about those experiences.
Now, one thing that people like to do is travel with their little fur babies. I know I have one. You've been talking about your fur baby as well. Where can we take our pet-friendly trips? I mean, I always try to go Airbnb. Now, that's my little guy, Luca.
Oh, so
and
cute.
he's in the car riding. Yeah, that's my little toy poodle. But when we travel, and in the state, we try to make sure we're going somewhere that will welcome him. Have you noticed that more companies or more cities are trying to maybe ski towards for pet-friendly?
Actually, more and more hotels in particular are now accepting pets. Actually, I was just down in Florida this past weekend for a wedding, and I was amazed at how many restaurants let dogs in the restaurant, not outside. People, the owners of the stores were letting pets into the stores and malls and strips. So they're becoming much more pet friendly all over the country.
That's good to know.
Yeah, and so what you do is just make sure you know that they are pet friendly, what their rules are. And then also, it has become a little tougher to take your pet on the plane. So make sure you find out what those rules are as well. And make sure they're prepared, because there's had people that hit the barking dog on the plane. It's not real happy. So
not good at
yeah,
all.
so you
But
got
I
to make sure
noticed
they're used to that.
that more people are taking their pets with the virus out there. They're afraid to board or leave their pets behind. So all good information. Where can people find you if they want to know more about travel?
All right, they can find us at Cadillac Travel at 1-800-369-TRIP-8747 or www.cadillactravel.com, or just send me an email, David at Cadillac Travel. We're on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you want to find us. We'll be there for you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming in. A pleasure to meet you.
It was nice to meet
Happy
you, too.
trails to you as
Happy
well.
holidays and happy healthy
Thank
New
you
Year.
so much.
Thank you.
Listen, we'll be right back. Stay with the 9.